Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I am trying out 3 products that I purchased from theBalm. theBalm is a brand that I've been curious to try for a long time, and they recently had a sale that was 50% off their entire line of makeup. So I went ahead and picked out 3 things that appealed to me the most. And today is going to be a first impressions of those products. Before we jump into applying them, I just want to give a special welcome to anyone who's new to my channel. Hi, I'm Morgan. My channel on YouTube is focused on conscious and mindful consumerism. So really taking a step back, looking at the makeup you already own, finding gaps and holes in your collection that you want to fill, and then buying makeup that specifically suits your needs. If that sounds interesting to you, I would love to have you subscribe before you go today. And now let's go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, so as I mentioned, I purchased 3 different items from theBalm. The first one are false lashes. This is the Big Fan lashes, and it's the style Paparazzi. I'll take them out of the box quick to show you. So here's what they look like. They're just nice and long, and they're even from inner corner to outer corner. They're longest in the middle, and I actually don't have any false lashes that are shaped like that. Almost all of the false lashes I own are shorter in the center and longest on the outer corner. So I just wanted to try something different out, and these ones look nice and light and fluttery, and like they won't overwhelm my relatively small eyes. So I thought they were a good pick for me. And then I bought 2 different cheek products that I'd had my eye on for a long time actually. The first one is Balm Desert, which they list as a bronzer slash blush. So you can see it is a bronzer tone. It's definitely brown toned, but it's almost like a little bit of a red rosy undertone in there. So it definitely does have kind of some of those blush qualities. And hopefully you can tell in the lights, it has the tiniest bit of a sheen. Nothing outrageous. It's definitely still just like a, relatively matte, maybe satin finish, but it's certainly not going to be fully matte. And then I have really always wanted to try out the blushes from theBalm. So I'm really hopeful that I'm going to love this last product here. And this is the Balm Fire, and I have the shade Beachgoer. So this is like a little magnetic thing that has 2 blushes, so those back 2 panels are blush. And theBalm describes these as highlighting shadow slash blush duo. So they definitely are going to be basically also a highlighter combined in with the blush. They're definitely a glowy blush. So this little duo I have comes with one shade called High Tide, and this is described on theBalm website as a pink with gold reflex. And then the second shade is called High Tide, and it's described as a lavender with silver reflex. And although I'm really excited for the pink, and I know I'm gonna love how that one looks on my skin, this is really why I bought this duo. I have been looking for a really nice, cool toned, purpley leaning blush for a long time. And I feel like I finally found one that's gonna have undertones that are flattering on my skin. Now, both of these products that are technically marketed as cheek products, on theBalm's website, they say they are also eye safe. So I'm just gonna use these on my eyes today as well. A couple notes before we jump in. I do have my complexion done already. I will have all the products I used listed in the description box down below, but there's one important thing I want to mention. I went ahead and powdered this half of my face, but I did not powder this half of my face. I do have a little bit of setting powder just right under my eyes for my concealer, but the rest is just my foundation. I did this because when I'm testing new powder cheek formulas, or cream for that matter, it's really important for me to know what I can layer them over top of. So some powder cheek products really don't play well with being layered directly on top of sort of a, unset, damp foundation. I have some bronzers and blush and highlight that I have to set my face first for them to go on smoothly and blend out evenly. I have other powder products that work great over top of anything. So because this is my first impressions of these products, I wanted to give them a fair shot, both with set and unset versions of my complexion. And then I also just want to acknowledge the fact that this is a first impressions. This is my first time using these products. I have swatched them all, and in fact, I will pop a little clip of some swatches up here on the screen while I'm talking. So I've swatched them, but I haven't used them on my face. And generally, especially with complexion products, I need to wear them a few times before I have solidified thoughts. And I will be doing kind of a new product roundup at the end of April. So stay tuned for that if you want to hear kind of more concrete thoughts after I've had a chance to use these for a while. Okay, we are gonna jump in with Balm Desert first. I'm gonna use this as a bronzer on both sides of my face today. So let's go ahead. Oh, wow. It picked up a lot more than it looked like it was picking up on my brush. Oh man, okay. That's my own fault. I could not tell that it was working and now I've overdone it. That's okay, we'll blend. This will be a good test of blendability. Well, before I blend this out too much, I just want to show you the tone because with it built up a lot like this, you can really see kind of those beautiful undertones that this has. So it's definitely, in my mind, a blushy shade. I would wear this as just a blush and probably not put bronzer on for the day. I think that would look super, super gorgeous as a blush. It almost looks like I'm a little sunburnt because of the red undertones there. When I sunburn, it does transition to a tan, and this is essentially the color my skin gets while it's transitioning. Okay, so I'm gonna blend that out with some powder just to reduce the pigment a little bit because I am still pretty fair right now. It's good to know it can get this pigmented though, because in the summer I will definitely still be able to use this. Okay, so toned down just a bit. You can see it is a really, really beautiful shade, especially when I apply the correct quantity. I think it's gonna be extremely flattering on my skin tone. Now I'm gonna try it on the unset side. And there it is on the unset side of my face. Not patchy, even a tiny bit. It blended out like a dream, and I'm obsessed with this color. I think this could be one of my new favorite products in my whole collection, as long as the wear time is good. That's a killer color for bronzer. While we're here with this bronzer, I am actually gonna wear this kind of like as a light wash all over my eyelids today, just to give my eyes some definition. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do that really quickly. Sorry, backing up just a bit, I'm gonna need an eyeliner today because I'm doing those false lashes. So kind of backing out of what I'm doing here a little bit, I'm still gonna put that color all over my lids because as you can see, it is such a stunning brown tone. I love it so much, but I'm gonna do a little eyeliner first and then I'll do that shadow. And then just smudging that line a bit with the shadow. And then I'm just going in with a nice fluffy brush to blend just like up into my crease. Okay, on to blush. I think because I want to see what each of these look like on me, I'm going to do high tide on this side of my face, and I'm going to do low tide over here on this side, and then I'll probably just layer them both on both sides to even them out, but I'll give you guys a good sense of what they look like on their own and mixed. So dipping into high tide, this brush just picked up a ton, and I think it's going to be pretty pigmented. So I'm just gonna very lightly tap. Oh yeah, that's a really nice shade. It's glowy, it's glowy. Don't get me wrong, my skin is pretty glowy today, so some of that is just like the skincare peeking through, but a lot of it is actually the blush itself, and I really like that. Okay, so here's a close-up view. You can see there are some slightly glittery particles in there, but they're overall blending onto my skin really nicely, and I don't think they're emphasizing texture at all. That's a really nice subtle shade. I'm gonna build it up just a tiny bit more. There you can see that is high tide. Now let's do low tide on this side. This is the one I'm really excited about. This sort of a pink shade is always flattering on me, and I know that, so I'm not super surprised that I like that one. But I've never used a purple blush quite like low tide here, so oh my gosh. These are a tap off your brush kind of blush. That is for sure. Oh, wow. Ooh, I like that so much. It's dewy, it's glowy, it's shiny. And because it has sort of that silver undertone, I feel like it's pretty icy on my skin. But wow, is that a flattering, flattering purple. I do really, really like that. I think that it looks pretty at home on my skin. I have neutral, leaning cool undertones, and I feel like this just brings out that coolness a little more than I'm used to with, you know, a more warm toned blush. I don't feel like I look terribly uneven, so I'm actually not going to balance them out right now. Probably before I leave my house for the day, I will, but I'm going to leave them just so that I can kind of keep looking at them on their own before I layer too much. And while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and use Low Tide as an inner corner highlight. I think it has enough of this like silvery reflect to be flattering as an inner corner shade. Oh yeah, man, so pretty. Okay, so far the only thing that's driving me nuts about this is I can't get them to like stay open while I'm, you know, dipping my brush back and forth between that and putting things on my face. It closes every time, and that's just sort of annoying. I would prefer to be able to keep it open. Okay, so that means the last thing to do here is to put on these false lashes. So I can't do that on camera. It's just takes way too long. So I am gonna do mascara, false lashes, and pick out a lip color off camera, and then I will be back for some wrap-up thoughts. Okay, I am back with the rest of my makeup done and the lashes on. You didn't see it because I cut all of this out, but it took me almost 20 minutes to get these lashes on for a couple different reasons. First of all, the band is extremely thick and black. I don't usually wear lashes that are quite this like big and fluffy, so I'm used to false lashes that have a thin or clear band, which just makes it so much easier to get it to like lay nicely on the liner that you put down. And also because the band was so thick, it was really hard to get it to kind of curve to my small eyes. But I finally got there, and I do like them. I'll just give you kind of like a side view because you can really see just how long and fluttery they are. They do hit my inner corner of my brow bone right there. So if you have small eyes like I do, and that bothers you, this will bother you for sure. I like them a lot. I think they're really, really beautiful and fluttery. They do really look like some of the best like faux mink lashes I've ever seen because they are so soft looking. So just to wrap up with some final thoughts here, this bronzer, it's called Balm Desert, is incredible. I am so excited to play around with this some more, especially as like an all over cheek color and then call it a day, like not even put a blush or a highlight or anything on. I loved the reddish undertones of this, and I just think bronzers with this sort of an undertone are really hard to come by in the market, and they are so flattering on so many skin tones. So I'm really excited to kind of keep playing around with this. It's very unique in my makeup collection, and I love it so far. The blush duo, I am pretty happy with this. I will definitely have to see how it wears throughout the day. Sometimes these shimmery blushes wear off more quickly for me, and then they kind of leave like just the shimmer behind, and I don't like when that happens. So as long as this one wears off gracefully, I will be happy with it. These lashes, I kind of just gave my thoughts. They are very big, they're very bold for my eye size and shape, and the band is really stiff and pretty thick. So I think as long as that band starts to break in a little bit more, I can really see myself loving these for some more glam looks. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, these are all just first impressions. I will be coming back at the end of April to be doing kind of like a roundup and more formalized thoughts on everything I purchased in April. So theBalm was part of my April low buy budget, and I can't wait to continue using these products and give some more concrete thoughts after I've had a chance to really get to know them. I hope this was helpful for you, and if you enjoyed it today, I would love it if you'd give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below to let me know if you've ever tried any products from theBalm. What are your favorites? What hasn't worked for you? I would love to know. And if you want to continue seeing content from me, I would love to have you subscribe before you go today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.